What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's time for episode 54 of the ever expansion packed Switch It Up show. That's right, I am your host today, Seth Trav, joined as always by our friend Glenn.
How you doing today, Mr. Trav?
Doing all right. I'm actually pretty stoked because we've got a super stocked episode, and we're going to be talking all about the SNK 40th anniversary collection. We've got a review. We both played it. We were loving it. You look super stoked. What's up, man?
My man, we've been waiting for this for all of these episodes. Every single one of them. We've been counting it down, begging the powers that be to give us the SNK collection, and it's here.
We have been asking for it. That and a Neo Geo collection next up.
Yes,
you know, we can just get all the collections. But, ladies and gentlemen, all that and more coming later on in the show. First up, of course, we gotta let the beat ride.
I had to keep going.
Swerve Ana Mana Gucci, my man.
Such a good time.
Every time I feel like I'm hearing it for the first time.
You are.
And I love it. I love it every single time.
You're reborn.
First up, these sounds, of course, ladies and gentlemen, mean it's got to be time to dig around in our satchels because we're going to figure out what's in the inventory.
Ooh.
What we're playing this week. And this week, my dude, I've been in this awesome kick of like town management sims.
Yeah, you really have been.
Yeah. I'm loving this game, Townsman. You can check out the video of it over on our YouTube channel. Get there by going to www.preach.us and then click the YouTube link. It's the one that looks like the TV. It's a lot of fun. I also been playing Crashlands, another one where you are going around collecting resources and just building stuff, then going and collecting more resources and building more stuff. And I don't know what it is. I've been loving it.
That's awesome, man.
What about you, my man?
Resource management is a fun type of game sometimes. I think
it's a fun time waster. I want to say, like, I can't manage my own life well, what with the concussion and all.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you gotta.
But I can manage these video game worlds fairly okay.
Well, you know, I'm stepping it up a little bit in terms of like how I'm, doing inventory management, and I'm actually started to get my feet wet a little bit with 911 Operator for the Nintendo Switch. This is gonna be my review for the next episode. But in it, you take on the role of a 911 like dispatcher, and you have to
like Halle Berry in that movie.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that movie was crazy.
Did you watch it? Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, it looks crazy though. Kidnap? Is Kidnap? Is that it?
Kidnap? I don't know.
No. It's the Halle Berry one. That's actually from WWE films.
I know.
It's intense.
Wow.
But in this one, you are a 911 dispatcher, and you kind of have to handle the process of getting people to like where they need to go. Whether you're sending police out, you can see like how good the police officers are and how good like the medics are, and you can like hire them, and like it's a lot of like the behind the scenes. So if you ever wanted to take on the role of not only the 911 like operator, but the person who staffs the 911 operator, then this is the game for you. It's a pretty good time. I'm anxious to talk about it on the next episode. And of course, in addition to that, been getting into Destiny 2 still.
Yeah, we've been there.
Still, man.
Been there, running that gambit.
Having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I'm actually really excited for the expansion coming out.
December
4th.
6th.
Ooh. 4th.
Ooh, yeah.
4th?
I think it's the 4th. I think it's the
Okay.
4th, but I could be wrong.
The Tuesday. The 6th, I think, is Smash.
That would be it, man. I'm telling
I'm
you.
waiting for that, my man.
That's too many games, man. Too many games, too little time.
So many games, so much to do, so much to keep talking about. And of course, my man, that leads us to potent power-ups, which is, of course, the news segment, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you and I, we just hooked up, as you are, familyed again. we signed up for the Nintendo
Oh,
Online.
yeah, we did.
Yes, we're on the family plan. My guy,
I know.
You and I. Yeah, so we're doing Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know about you. I think it's okay. You know, I'm a little. It's like I want more games. Having just Nintendo games, I'm like, that's all right. I want a larger selection of Nintendo games, I guess I want to say, and I definitely want like Super Nintendo games. N64 would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I feel like I should have more games. That's kind of it. You know, I want a wider selection. Maybe even Game Boy games. Toss me a bunch of stuff.
Hey man, if the Nintendo Online ends up becoming the gateway to the Virtual Console, I'm totally fine with paying for it. You know, the price point of what was that, $34.99 plus tax for like up to what is it, like 6 Nintendo accounts or something like that? Maybe it's even more.
I think it was 8.
Yeah, 8. Like that's awesome. If you can get that many people together, like then definitely take advantage of it. Just make sure you trust whoever is like in charge of your Nintendo family, because they can definitely remove you at any point. That's about all they can do though. These articles online try to make it seem super scary. Like
that's true.
But yeah, dude, I feel like it's definitely worth the price. I still wish the voice chat thing was figured out a little bit, but you know, hey.
Voice chat being figured out to be pretty cool. Yeah, man, like I said, like I'm not that into any of those games that are offered right there. You know what I mean?
I'm
like,
with you, man.
I played Dr. Mario a bit, but I'm like,
enough of that, man. Like I get it.
You
like,
know?
It's cool. Take those games and put them on iOS. You know, let people
something
pay.
like that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And like I feel like you could touch up these games a bit more. You know what I mean? I understand like the keep it as it is, but like, you know, give me like some Tetrises too. You know, something. I feel like I could get like a GameCube Tetris. I was expecting this to be like PS Plus. You know what I mean?
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Something like that. And it doesn't feel necessarily like that. It does in the sense that like now you have to pay to get online for some stuff. And I was able to play Splatoon 2 again. Really happy about that. But like, I was playing it for so long without having paid for anything else. You know? So it's kind of still like, what am I doing? You know?
Nah, I understand, dude. I understand.
Anyway, enough of that. What about you? You got any news?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of loop these two together since our music is winding on down. Have you seen the couple different bundles that you can get right now with 2 different Joy-Cons for
I've seen you
$99?
can get the Super Mario Party one at least.
Yeah, there's a Super Mario Party one, and I think the other one is I think it's Mario Kart.
Mario Kart,
yeah, and it's $99. I mean, I feel like that's pretty good.
That's good considering a Joy-Con is what, 80?
Yeah, I think they're $79 like by themselves.
Insane, dude.
So, you know, to be able to get 2 controllers, like I feel like that's pretty good.
I need a new Joy-Con, you know, and that sucks because the guy was like $80, and I have the warranty on the Switch, but he's like, warranty, you're gonna have to trade in the whole system. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Nah.
Not doing anything like that.
Too much work, my man.
Yeah, you know, so I'm just like, I gotta wait until I get back to work and can afford to buy new Joy-Cons. Same with a PS4 controller. My R2 button's broke, and that's the only button I use.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? It's
press-
actually pretty cheap and easy to fix that button.
Is it?
Yeah, I've replaced it on both of my controllers.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll send you a YouTube video, man.
There we go.
Speaking of YouTube, why don't you let the people know where they can check you out?
They can check me out at www.preach.us. There you can find the link to our YouTube channel. We don't yet have a official URL because we don't have enough subs.
So close. You can help us on that mission.
You can help us by clicking subscribe over there on that YouTube. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all the news
Cool.
I got, my man.
That's all the news? All right. So now we're going to roll into the new releases, and we're going to shrink it down a bit for you this time because there are a ton, again, because it's getting to be that season. But we're going to kick things off with YouTuber's Life OMG edition coming out November 20th, and it's going to be $29.99. I have no idea what this game is about. It just looked insane to me.
Well, here, let me go ahead and I'll let you know, because I pulled it up and I was like, this sounds ridiculous. I think I need to know. Create videos, get subscribers, attend events, and interact with your fans. Grow your channel. Live a true YouTuber's life. Record your own videos from your parents' house and get your first subscribers, views, and likes. Meet well-known YouTubers, go to the wildest parties, share your life on social media, and deal with your haters. Sign with exclusive networks and customize your video with the coolest stuff. So basically, it is like it's like The Sims, but you're a YouTuber. And
Oh my god.
like, yeah. So, I mean, part of it actually is like, if there's like a cooking one, I guess where you're a cooking YouTuber and it kind of looks like Overcooked. There's one where you play music and it looks like Guitar Hero. Yeah, man, if you're super into YouTube and those, and like The Sims, you might like this game. I feel like that entry price is a little high, but if you're playing or if you're excited for YouTubers Life OMG Edition, let us know over on Twitter at Switch It Up Show.
Nice.
Yeah.
So one that I thought looked cool and I wanted to talk about was Party Hard.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Now this is not in the vein of the Wayne's World Party Hard or Party On, I guess that was. Damn. Anyway, it's coming out November 22nd and it is $13.49 if you buy it now on that pre-purchase, and you get 67 gold coins when you buy it digitally. It's 3 a.m. Your neighbors are having a loud party. Stop them. Party Hard is Tiny Build's award-winning stealth strategy game about ruining parties by any means. Dude, I like the sound of that because I've seen like trailers for this and it looks like awesome, crazy fun. Yeah, this looks great. It looks like a lot of awesome video game references throughout the whole thing based on these screenshots, and it looks kind of like you're playing as a Jason-y kind of character. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree. It does look like Jason.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Party Hard.
There you go. I had to, I mean, anytime I see like a title that looks crazy like this, I have to at least click on it and find out what it's about. And that is Waku Waku Sweets. Was that on your list of possible games to talk about?
No.
It is gonna.
Oh no, there it is. Look at that.
There it is. It is the $39.99. Become a wonderful pastry chef and learn how to make various confectionaries. Acquire on-the-job experience by making all types of confectionaries, as if you were baking in real life. Tilt to pour mixtures, rotate to mix, follow the steps, and move the controller as shown on the screen. That's actually kind of cool. That's how you cook. Over 100 recipes included, ranging from popular cakes that everyone loves to traditional Japanese confectionaries called wagashashi. Oh, yeah. So that's interesting. It's kind of cool that it's like a cooking game where you actually have to move the Joy-Con as if you're cooking. That's kind of neat.
Maybe it'll be like a wax on, wax off type thing where you go back to the oven and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God.
It's ruined.
I can cook pancakes.
But it's $39, so you better really, really want to cook. You can probably cook a lot of real food for $39, but hey.
Probably.
None of the mess, right?
Something that does look like a mess is Please Don't Touch Anything. Going to be $9.99, and it comes out November 22nd, 2018. Excuse me.
There it is.
Please Don't Touch Anything is a cryptic, brain-racking, button-pushing puzzle game. Covering for a colleague taking a bathroom break, you find yourself in front of a mysterious console with a green screen monitor showing a pixelated live image of an unknown city. Also present is an ominous red button with the simple instruction to not touch anything. Cool. It looks like kind of jacked up Myst a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, but that's
you
fine.
Just kind of go around. Try not to break things, maybe. I don't know. I like weird games. The weirder the better, I think, for us.
I mean, you're not as a great man once said, you're not wrong, sir.
That's right. So yeah, Please Don't Touch Anything on November 22nd.
And also on November 22nd, I think my last game I'm going to bring up is Mrs. Splosion Man. Splode through this award-winning franchise, solo or with friends. Bigger, better, prettier. When Splosion Man is captured by the evil corporation known as a Big Science, it's up to Mrs. Splosion Man to save the day. In this sequel to Splosion Man, Twisted Pixel Games raises the bar with Mrs. Splosion Man and brings you into the action with 50 single-player levels and 50 completely unique multiplayer levels playable locally or online. So yeah, this game is a side-scroller type action game, and Mrs. Splosion Man kind of looks like Stretch Armstrong, but with less facial features and like she's pink, kind of. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It looks kind of like a platformer meets like Angry Birds meets Endless Runner.
Okay.
But it's super bright. The graphics look really cool. It is $14.99. If you are slightly interested in Miss Splosion Man on November 22nd, ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. So I think that's going to do it for us for the coming out this week.
Beautiful.
Yeah, there are more games. If you saw anything that you want to talk with us about, be sure to get at us at Switch It Up Show on Twitter, or me. I'm at Seth Trav, or him. He's at From the Crib.
Indeed I am.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Finally, we got the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. And that's what we're reviewing because we were lucky enough to get 2 copies of the game.
Oh, my gosh.
So, our friend Glenn and I, of course, played it. First impressions, man. What'd you think, just as a total, as a whole unit, as a presentation? How'd you feel about the game?
So, I mean, what's interesting about this is that we currently have, I'm gonna do some quick math here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
9, I think.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 13 games currently on this collection, and then they're gonna hit us with a whole bunch of extra free DLC games, which is awesome. Just off the bat, I mean, there are games here. A lot of these games, like, I haven't played before. I've played the Ikari Warriors games before. I've played Alpha Mission, but I haven't played a lot of the other ones. I had fun with a few. I'm anxious to see which ones you really, really liked. The only thing that kind of, like, because these games are like a little bit more of the classic variety, you get the choice when it's presenting to you whether you want to run it in like I don't know, like retro mode, where it's, you know, you've got like the graphics on like the bars on either side of the screen, or you can stretch it and have it take up the full screen, or you can run it and do it like, which I guess is what they call like full, although it's really not full screen either.
No,
like,
not.
how did you, like, I stretched it, and
I didn't. I left the borders on.
I wasn't totally happy with it. Yeah.
No, because I tried to stretch it at one point, and I was just like, no, this is not.
It's
very good.
I mean, I knew as soon as you had the option to stretch it to the full screen that it was going to be rough. I mean, and I had the other options to switch it, but I mean, I don't know.
I like seeing the borders. You know, I was into seeing I like seeing old game art, which is something that this collection did really well. They released a lot of old magazine.
Oh, dude.
Art,
so
tons,
much.
The old game guides,
for like the arcade machines,
like arcade unit ads from, you know, ad copy, going around, which is really awesome. Like, I love seeing all that cool retro stuff, and they give you little tidbits about it every now and then, about the company, stuff like that.
Yeah, if you're like a big fan, obviously, like if you're a big fan of SNK, you should buy this. But if like, you know, if you really miss like having like manuals and stuff like that, like they put so much detail into like each and every single game. It's almost like it's like bonus material for each game that's on here. There's like you said, there's some type of like ad, manual, like copy, whatever, like for every title that's on here. There's something. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's you know, it's great to see something like that, because this was one of and still is, I guess, one of gaming's top, you know, and most loved companies. Yeah, it's developed by like Bandai Namco, SNK, of course, and Digital Eclipse, and published by the great people over at NIS America, who are always putting out great stuff. Love them, my dude. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's go over some of the games on here. Do we want to talk about all of them? Do we want to say every one that's on here?
You know what? Why don't we run through the list of games that are on here currently, and then we can kind of just call out some of our favorites, or maybe some ones that you played and you were like, whoa, like this was cool. Because there were definitely some standouts for me that I hadn't heard of before, and I was like, this is really fun.
There we go. All right. So first up, we got Alpha Mission. How do you feel about Alpha Mission? I know I've played different versions of Alpha Mission in the past. I feel like I had it on my phone at one point. Um,
So
it's a very classic shmup. You know what I mean?
yes, it is. I felt like this game was difficult. I feel like this is the one where you're the soldier and you're kind of going like, or is this the space one?
There's the space plane.
Okay.
Space plane, also known as Armored Scrum Object, if you play the Japanese version of it.
Did you were saying earlier that you really liked some of the Japanese versions?
So it's weird. I on the videos, which you can check here on the show link, I have the link to our playlist of all the SNK games, and I'm playing through them. Again, check the show notes for it. You can actually see the differences between the console versions and the arcade versions, and then if it had the ability, the Japanese versions and the US versions. And for some reason, every Japanese version, it felt faster and more fluid, and it felt like I was just playing them better. And you could see it on the videos, like I use the rewind feature much less, and I'm actually able to get through the games, which I don't know what it is, but I'm doing better on these Japanese versions.
Yeah, that's fine, man. So Alpha Mission had jogged my memory a little bit here, thanks to thanks to Google. This game, this was there's a couple of different shoot 'em ups, but this is one of the more like basic looking space ones. It definitely came out, like I guess, at an earlier time when these games started to come out, because the graphics aren't quite as like intense.
1987, I believe.
Okay. But yeah, I did like this one, but I mean, for these games, like for me to kind of get like excited about them, like I want them to look like crazy. I want them to look like Alpha Mission 2 is like way more intense. There's a lot more enemies on the screen. The graphics are just better.
That was the start of the Neo Geo era.
Yeah. So I mean, for me to really get into these type of games, like they gotta be visually appealing, because usually I'm just not so good at them. So at least I want it to look cool. Like if I do something, you know.
Did you use the rewind feature a lot?
Dude, the rewind feature is prevalent, if I'm not mistaken, throughout like all the games. And it's really
at some of the times when I was doing the recordings, it wasn't available on some of the games, but
Really?
it is available on all of them now.
Okay, cool.
And you also have a different modes where you can use just one stick to fire, so it's much more like some of the arcade versions, where if you just push forward, you're firing constantly, which is a very helpful for some of these games.
Super helpful. Yeah, I think the rewind feature is awesome, because I mean you can kind of hold it down and it'll just bring you back, which is great.
How about Athena? How do you feel about Athena?
So Athena is kind of like the side-scrolling one where you are, I don't know.
You are a princess, a temperamental princess of the ancient kingdom of Victory, also known as Holy World. Originally released in 1986 by SNK and was ported to the NES. Only the NES one was released in North America until 2011, when the arcade original was offered through the PlayStation Network. Yeah, this game wasn't released over here very often. But it's Athena, also known as Athena's Wonderland.
Yeah, this one kind of feels like I don't know. It feels like it's been around for like a while. It reminds me of it came at one like like Wonder Boy and Monsterland. That is on there. Like it feels and plays like that. I like the graphics in this though. I think they're super cute.
surprising graphics, surprising ability to be able to put on like armor and get different weapons and have the weapons do different things. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool and detailed and in depth for a game that was released in 1987.
Yeah, and as you start going,
excuse me,
as you start going, you get more and more. You discover more and more weapons that she can put on, and it's weird because as the game starts off, you don't really feel like it's gonna go that type of direction. I kind of got the impression, I'm like, all right, well, I got like a couple attacks, and that's gonna be it, more or less. And the enemies are, they're kind of, they're a little hard to deal with until you start to get some of that other armor and those weapons. Like you need it, so it's definitely welcome to have. But I think it's fun, man. It's like a fun little platformer.
It was, and I definitely enjoyed that one. What about Crystallis?
So Crystallis here, this is the one that takes place in, what is it, a post-apocalyptic world?
Yeah, 100 years after a global thermonuclear war, also known as Godslayer in Japan.
Godslayer. This is the one that kind of looks like a little bit like Zelda/Zelda 2,
Yeah,
if I'm not
it plays a
mistaken,
lot
right?
like Zelda 2, is what I was thinking. And it's an RPG. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, I was too because I thought a lot of these were going to be more of like kind of the like kind of get in real quick and play types of games. But
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that they have a game that features a little bit more depth here because in
Mm-hmm.
these collections it's usually all like shooters and beat 'em ups. But the
Mm-hmm.
fact that something like this is in there, and you have the option to be able to any of these games as soon as you leave, you have the option to be able to save right away.
Yes,
So
immediately right there.
you can have a save game in like every single one of these things, which I think is super cool. So if you do want something a little bit more beefy, like this game is in here.
Yes. Now, Ikari Warriors, the whole series. How do you feel about it? Which
You know,
one was your favorite? Tell me about it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, Akari Warriors has never really been like one of my favorite types of games.
Okay.
Like, not really quite the kind that I like. If I had to pick one, I think they do. They have Akari Warriors 3 on here, don't they?
Yeah, where you've got to rescue the president's daughter.
Yeah, I'd probably pick that one. But I mean, these ones just kind of aren't really my bag. Despite the fact that there is a title on here that is very similar to it that I did have a good time with.
Is that Che? Is it the
Yes.
Che game? Is it Guerrilla War?
Dude, this game was nuts.
Guerrilla War was so much fun, and I kept rewinding because I kept killing the people that were like tied to the
I
poles.
know.
The POWs.
I was
Oh my
trying to
God.
like save them and stuff, and it's like it's pretty bloody.
It is. It's surprisingly bloody.
Like I was
But,
like,
I mean, I guess it would be. It's Che and Fidel Castro in a game.
I know, but it was surprising that like it got that intense. I thought it was fun. I think
I had a great time with it.
I think
I actually got called out on the YouTube for playing this game or it even being there. I was told like, oh, SNK is communist sympathizers or something. I was like, I guess,
What?
man. Everybody wears like the Che shirt at one point in time, right?
I mean, not
Wasn't that the
everybody.
thing back then? I never had a Che shirt.
Oh,
but-
you had probably a lot.
No, I was like, I don't know that guy.
No, good.
Scares me. Him in the Misfits face scared
Oh, yeah.
me.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
But I had a good time. I had a good time with that game, man. I thought it was fun. I like how you can jump into different vehicles.
Right, tanks.
Controls I feel like were a little bit off. I had a hard
Yeah.
time driving the tank and like even just like turning around I felt was a little difficult. And the enemies in this do not mess around. Like so
No. It's another one where it's very, very sort of difficult, and I think it's because a lot of these were originally arcade games. Where
yeah.
it's sort of, I want to say, more difficult because the idea is that you would want to die, so you have to keep popping quarters in.
It's fun though. I mean like that game is it gets fun enough that it keeps you going,
I had fun with it. Not as much fun as I had with Prehistoric Isle in 1930, which I hope was just someone who had read Jurassic Park. I was just like, now I'm making a shmup about Jurassic Park.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
this game was crazy. I had such a good time with this one. Like the dinosaurs that pop up that you have to attack are just like nuts. Like you blow off their arms and
Crazy.
stuff like that. And apparently there's more than one of these games. So like I mean I'm looking right now at some of the screenshots for Prehistoric Isle 2 and like it looks nuts. You fight like a giant octopus in it. Like I don't know. This game was a lot of fun. I never heard of it before, and I'm so glad I got a chance to play it.
Now, what do you think about 1989 Street Smart? How do you feel about that?
Let's
That was
see here.
sort of like the precursor to, I want to say, Street Fighter, and definitely had to have been a precursor to King of Fighters.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, King of Fighters was like super popular. This game was all right. So I had to go through because a lot of these games I haven't played before, so I'm just jogging my memory here. This one was
You go
interesting.
through and you get bays all across the world.
You do like as soon as if you win. But the enemy in this is hard, and I was trying to figure out like some of the combos because
Real
you
hard.
can do a lot of throws and stuff like that. And I was able to make it through like the first couple levels, but like after
Without
that,
dying?
I mean, I don't know if I
I
died.
died over and over and over. You can see the video at the link.
I mean, I was being kind of cheap, I was doing whatever I could to be able to win.
Oh, hey, me too, cuz.
But like, yeah, it's strange because like you show up and then like you're fighting this other person, and then I think they show up with a girl, and then if you win, like
You get the girl.
I mean, I guess she like
You
hugs,
take their girl,
she
I
like
guess,
hugs
after
you,
you
and I
beat
was
them.
like, that's how this game works. I'm like, okay.
I thought the last guy that you fight, like the boss of this game, I was like, oh my god, it's Robot Obama.
I'm like, you're just going around the world like stealing these dudes' girlfriends. Apparently, I mean,
Insanity and the dream all at once. All at once.
I mean, I do like this game. If you like fighting games, this might be a challenge for you because, like I said, I thought this was difficult. That being said, I felt like the controls were good, but like I wasn't familiar with, with kind of like what the combos were and things like that. When it comes to games like this, I'm not good at Mortal Kombat. I'm real bad. And if we're playing Street Fighter, I got Blanca. I know Blanca inside and out.
Blanca.
That's all I got. That is all I got. I could throw and bite you all day, but you ask me to do anything else, like I'm useless.
Hey, that's fine. What did you think about the spiritual sequel to Athena, Psycho Soldier?
Psycho Soldier. All right, give me a second here. Why don't you talk at me about it? I'll pull up the picture.
So it was originally released in 1986 and internationally it was in 1987. It is considered to be the spiritual sequel to Athena, which was released a year earlier. And it does continue her adventures, and is noteworthy for
cool.
being the first video game with a vocal soundtrack in a game.
I like this one. I felt like I liked being able to kind of like jump up and down between the different pathways because as you would go through, you'd be blocked and you had to kind of like I don't know. It made it more than just a normal like platformer, and it almost felt like you were being like pushed because you have to go right, of course, like you do in every game. But you kind of have to work your way like up and down, almost like a little bit of a maze. And the attacks in this were really cool.
They were actually. I was surprised again by like the level of detail, the variety, things like that. Very cool stuff.
And the graphics look good.
I thought
For what they are anyway.
What do you think about Vanguard? How you feel about Vanguard?
Vanguard is, let's see here. That was one of the ones where you can shoot in like a couple different directions.
4 directions is like the big thing. 1981 was originally released. I think it was the oldest game in the collection.
Oh yeah. This is the one that really looks like it was like either on on like Atari. Like this is like the old
Very
school
dated.
arcade. Like we would see this
Vanguard.
on like Stranger Things. I like these games. I think they're cool for what they are. It's like a real good throwback. The graphics are simple, but because of that, like they look, I don't know, they just look effective. But I mean, again, shoot 'em ups, not really quite the one I would normally go for. Not unless they're like super like stylized and like crazy effects like that. Like the dinosaur one is exactly what I want.
I love that
because
one.
I'm playing that one despite the fact that I stink at it because I just want to see what insanity happens next.
I'm looking forward to some of these games that are coming out. We got 11 more things like Chopper, Sasuke versus Commander, Time Soldiers, Ozma Wars, and Beast Buster. And who knows what else is going to come after that. But so far, what would you rate this whole collection as far as a game goes?
I think this is I think the cool thing that sets us apart is that it's not just one style of game that you get. Despite the fact that SNK is really, really like, at least from my understanding previously, like they were really big on fighters, like, but there's a lot more in here than just fighters or shoot 'em ups. Like they have an RPG in here.
That's crazy.
Like, I think it's awesome, and I really think it's really cool that they're going ahead and giving you like what is it, like 11 DLC games for free?
For free.
So essentially, like doubling the size of the stuff that's in this collection. The Namco collection,
$40.
Yeah, the Namco collection is out, and I don't think you get quite that many games. You get a lot of the Pac-Man games, but you don't get quite this many.
Which is like the same thing, just over and over and over.
Yeah, I love Pac-Man though. Like Pac-Man's fun, dude. I don't take anything away from it. But the amount of money that you spend for this collection, you're getting like double the type of games, and it all depends what you like. But I do feel like there's something for everybody in here. And the fact that they're like doubling the stuff that's in here, like it's hard for them to, I feel like, really do like I don't know what else they could have done. They throw in like all the stuff that's out there. I'm hoping that we get a second one to this, because playing this makes me want to play some of the games that come later in the series.
Like Neo Geo, like if we get the Neo Geo collection, that's what we need, an anniversary for Neo Geo.
I hope so, man. And I think this is a good exposure to some games that you might otherwise have like skipped over. So
Absolutely.
like I'm really happy with this. I'm gonna give this as for like an anthology, because I think this is one of the first like anthology collections that we might have reviewed on the show.
I think it is. Yeah.
Like I think they hit it out of the park. I think this is a 4.5 for sure.
I kind of want to agree. I'm gonna give it a 4 though, because
That's
I
totally
wish
fine.
that instead of maybe just handing us all of the museum content where we can just pick it up and read it, I kind of wish that I had to unlock it from doing things throughout the various games. You know what I mean?
Nah,
like I
I'm
want
good.
a reason to keep playing and keep going back and trying to get the high score and keep doing stuff like that. So if you could have given me like some unlockable content, I would have given it a 4.5 as well.
Hey man, like I'm happy with just being able to have it like, you know, right away. Not everyone that can go through and unlock all that stuff, and sometimes I want you to do crazy things. So if you're super into it and you want to read about it, and the fact that it's there for you, I'm like, yo, like you're coming out ahead.
Hey, there we go, man. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what some of your favorite SNK games are. Let us know if you're still holding a torch for that great game company. Together, we gave it a 4.25.
Pretty good.
Which, not bad at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been me. I've been Seth Trav. He has been our friend Glenn. Together, we are at Switch It Up Show. And you can find us all over the place on Twitter, at Preachcast, at Switch It Up Show. Yeah, find us all over there. Get at us. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, if things ever start to get boring, remember, all you ever got to do is switch it up.